Hello, everybody, and welcome to my Super Bowl preview week. Hope everybody is doing well, and I'm glad that Deflategate is behind us. I'm so tired of hearing about PSI and all this other garbage. Let's get on to the game. Before I talk totally about the game, I'm going to talk about a couple of different plays I think the Seahawks and the Patriots are going to run against each other, or can run that'll be successful. First, Seattle's offense against the Patriots' defense. This play here that the Seahawks will run is called a rub route. They are going to have their two receivers at the top and the bottom, the offensive lineman, the quarterback, and the running back. The two receivers are going to run across in to the outside. The other receiver runs to the inside. And up here, it's like a decoy, so maybe down and out, post pattern, whatever. By these receivers running into like a crossing route very short, they are going to have the defensive backs probably get caught up in the middle of it. By that happening, Russell Wilson should be able to hit possibly Doug Baldwin or Jermaine Kearse on an outside play. He did something similar to this in the championship game against Green Bay that was very successful. Okay. Now I'm going to do a play that the Patriots, I think, could be very successful against the Seahawks. This play is called a bunch formation. What a bunch formation does, you have possibly a tight end and two receivers, three receivers at the top, another wide out down here, you line of scrimmage, quarterback, and running back. What will happen here with these three receivers is they will try to confuse the defensive players in there, like similar to what the rub route does. This receiver will go in here, deep, he'll cut across, and then maybe this one runs deep, etc. By this confusion up here, the Seattle defensive back should be able to get caught up in this, same as the rub route, as long as they do not block the other team. It is a legal play to do in the NFL. All right, now on to my thoughts on the game. First thing I'm going to do is talk about when the Seahawks have the ball. I expect them fully to try to run the ball with Marshawn Lynch. That is their game. Everything they do comes off of the run on offense. Second part is you have to look at Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson, to me, is a better quarterback than he gets credit for. He threw for 3,500 yards. He ran for another 800 yards, and he makes plays on his own in the clutch. Last week, I think, was an aberration how bad he played for the first three quarters. Most of the year, he's been consistent. He hasn't been spectacular all the time, but he's been consistent. The wide receivers of the Seahawks are very underrated as well. Doug Baldwin, Jermaine Kearse, good wideouts. They don't have tons of gaudy numbers. That's mainly because they run the football a lot. But Baldwin can get down the field, as we saw. Kearse can too. He won the game with the game-winning touchdown from Russell Wilson when they started playing well at the end of the game. As I said earlier, also too, Luke Wilson's a tight end for them that I think will get involved in the game in the middle where the soft zone could happen for the Patriots possibly. Now, the key for the Patriots is first they need Vince Wilfork, Salenga, Hightower, Collins, etc. to do their best to try to stop the run, clog the middle. Second thing is Chandler Jones and Ninkovich must get pressure on Russell Wilson, because if they don't, Russell Wilson will be able to get and set the edge, which I think is key in this game. It's like kind of like stopping Aaron Rodgers for Seattle last week, but Rodgers wasn't completely healthy, so Aaron Rodgers when he is healthy. Now, I think Grievous will be able to take out Doug Baldwin if he wants to, or Kearse. They'll take out one of those wideouts. The second wideout is key. Who will be covering the wideout? Will it be Browner, who was not my favorite player, but I'm going to lay off on him this week because he's capable of doing at least a decent job on some receivers and some tight ends? Or will it be LeVar Arlington in the slot, or Kyle Arrington, sorry, not LeVar, he used to play years ago. Kyle Arrington in the slot, or will it possibly be Logan Ryan? I don't know. It depends. we'll see what's going to happen. I think this is a good matchup. Good offense versus good defense. Seattle can score more points than people give them credit for. They scored a little less than 400. It's not like they're the old Baltimore Ravens that barely scored points and had a phenomenal defense. Patriots defense is very good. I don't think it's great, but I think it's very good. As we saw against Baltimore, you can make plays on it. But we saw against the Colts, it can shut certain teams down. So it depends on what will happen there. Now on to the Pats offense. Most important thing that's key is they have to keep Brady upright. Can protect. If they don't protect Nate Silver, and what's his name on the other outside? I can't remember his name right now. The other tackle. They must keep Brady upright. Can't be a turnstile. Sebastian Vollmer, sorry. Storr coming back helps the Patriots quite a bit. Because if he was hurt, like he was at times this year, that's when teams get up the middle. The Seahawks have KJ Wright, Bruce Irvin, Bobby Wagner that can bring the pressure. The Patriots must be able to adapt to this. Now, the Patriots also should try to run. Green Bay ran pretty well on Seattle last week, but in general, the Seahawks over the season have been very good against the run. It was about 80 yards per game. Also, I would use Jonas Gray a bit. It's like he's been the forgotten man. I know they love Blount. I'm not really a big fan of Blount. He's okay. When he plays against good defense, he struggles. He had like 7 carries for 8 yards against the Ravens. I think Gray is faster and a little less powerful. I'd use him. Use Vereen out of the backfield too. Important. Now, the most important player on the Patriots team besides Tom Brady is Gronk. Gronk, to me, could be an all-time best tight end at some point. He's close as it is now. He's so good. He's big. He's strong. He's quick. He makes catches with his hands. He's got guys covering him, and it's hard to stop him. I think they're going to use Cam Chancellor, who's a phenomenal safety. He's like a Ronnie Lott type guy. He's that good. I know people might say I'm overrating him, but you know what? Watch him play. He's phenomenal. He's fast. He can hit, etc. Cam Chancellor may be a linebacker on him, which I still think is going to be tough, and Gronk will make his plays. Can Seattle slow him down enough? I'm not really sure. They're going to try to. I think Brady must have the short passes like he can be good at it. That's the master of. I think, though, Seattle will get up close in the line of scrimmage and try to attack the Patriots' wideouts. I know Edelman had a good year, and Amendola has been up and down, but better recently, and same with LaFell. They're going to get up in their faces, really, and push them and try to make them beat them with the physicality. I remember what they did to last year to Denver, and they beat the crap out of them. Obviously, the Patriots are 10,000 times better for toughness than last year's Denver team. That's what I believe, and I love the Broncos, but it's not even close. I think Sherman, Maxwell, Earl Thomas, and I said Chancellor, best secondary in the NFL. That's my opinion. And I think that they'll do a really good job. And then those special plays, like I said earlier, like a bunch formation, will hopefully be used for the Patriots. That's what they need to do. You need to outsmart the other team. You're not just going to get out there and beat them pound for pound. I'm going to be brute right through you. Well, same with Seattle. It's not going to work here. You got to be smart. And the coaching, too. People can say, oh, Bill Belichick is so much better than Carroll, blah, blah, blah. History of coaching, Belichick absolutely is better than Carroll from what he's accomplished, etc. However, Carroll's been phenomenal the last 5 years, and he's helped build a team with all these young players and done a great job. So the gap is very, very small. That's just my opinion there. Great coaches, small gap, though. Carroll's a very good coach. He really is. I used to think that he wasn't that good a coach before. He's proved me very wrong what's happened with Seattle in the last 3 seasons. Obviously, last year's Super Bowl. Anyways. All right, now I'm going to make my pick. I think it's going to be very, very close. I picked Seattle to win 27-23. I just think they're a tad better, especially on defense. I think the defense is what decides it. They have the best defense in the NFL, giving up 15.9 points per game. They've had the best defense in the NFL for the last 3 seasons, and I think that stands for something. The Patriots are an excellent opponent. They win, I wouldn't be shocked. Okay, it's a coin flip. I'm just going with my gut telling me that Seattle's this much better. That's my opinion. I hope you like it. Hope you enjoyed the video. I really, really appreciate anyone watching these videos. Have a good one. Take care.